Welcome to the Daily Jerry Anderson podcast, where the presenter is still feeling the hurt and humiliation from yesterday's show, where it was revealed that Mr. Coyle has a new cabinet for his records and the presenter does not. It's an injustice, and it must be righted. Do you remember Dion and the Belmonts?
I do.
I'm sure you've got them up in your locked cupboard upstairs. Do you know what I did today?
No.
I discovered where you got that, and it makes me think even less of you. I talked yesterday about a certain person belonging to this program. No, not belonging to this program. A person who's elbowed into this program, who has his own program. Decided that he would get a big cabinet for all his CDs and not let me use it in any way because he would get the key when I was away and put it in his pocket and put all his own
What are you talking
crap.
about?
The big cabinet you have upstairs. I went into where the girls are, where Emma's office. I never go into Emma's office unless she asks me in. She asked me in this morning. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, by the way, while I'm here, Emma, I'm looking for an A4 envelope. And she said, oh, I'll get one for you. I said, no, sure, I know where they are. I'll go over to your cabinet. And I went over, and her cabinet was gone. And there was a little wooden, ramshackle, horrible little cabinet. It was all scratched. And I said, where's your lovely big cabinet? She said, Sean took it. You took her cabinet. Emma, I'm surprised. Is Emma here today?
Yes.
Emma, I'm surprised that she sat silent yesterday whilst this travesty went on. You talked about your new cabinet. Emma, God bless her. And this is the spirit of Derry women. She said nothing because she knew in her heart and soul it was her cabinet that you had liberated. Like a man going into Iraq and breaking into the museum and stealing all the wonderful pieces. That's what you were like. Do you know what you're like? A Visigoth. You're like a man sacking Rome. You have no care or consideration for things belonging to innocent young girls. She's got a child, that woman. The presenter has often been the target of Mr. Coyle's sniping as he waits to undermine the presenter's confidence by jumping on his every word. It's time for Coyle's Interruptus to be, well, interrupted. It was recorded by Henry with a Polish group in Poland, because Henry often goes to Poland, and it made a recording.
That's where he lost his guitar. That's where he lost his guitar.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I thought he lost it elsewhere.
No.
I wasn't quite sure. He lost it in an airport, on an air flight?
On his way to
Poland. So technically he didn't lose it in Poland.
No, well, okay. Yes, he doesn't know.
That's what you do. It's annoying, that, isn't it? So people, you tell
he
somebody
doesn't
something.
know. No, he doesn't know.
Doesn't know?
Yeah.
It's terrible when you tell somebody something and they nitpick it. That's what you do.
I don't mind that.
No, you do, mate. I saw
I
a wave
don't
of anger across your face.
And
there.
the same man who wants the acoustic version of Belfast to Boston also would like you to play McAlpine's Fusiliers.
McAlpine's Fusiliers, the Glen K. McAlpine's men with 100 men behind them. They drank the sub.
By Pecker Dunn.
By Pecker Dunn.
Yes.
That was Ronnie Drew, alas, gone. Listen, the BBC tells me that today is a Sustainability Day.
Right.
Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
Sustainability Day? Does it mean if you can keep up with people? What is sustainability?
I have no idea.
It'd keep you uppy? What is sustainability? Being able to go through the whole day without eating? What is it? Sustainability Day? Hello. Good morning. My name...
Do you remember Catchy Bunchy, Rick at the Wally, Under the Leggy?
I don't want to go down that road today.
But do you remember that?
No.
You don't? I know you don't. You don't know what I'm talking about,
No,
do
because
you?
I never had a childhood.
No, you don't know. It's...
What's that again?
Catchy Bunchy, Rick at the Wally.
Yeah, let me just make a note of that. Catchy Bunchy.
Rick at the Wally,
No, you're too quick for me. Catchy Bunchy.
Rick at the Wally.
Rick at the Wally.
Under the Leggy.
I like Under the Leggy.
I know you do.
And what else is there?
I don't know what's after that, so I can't remember.
Catchy Bally, Rickety Wally.
Catchy Bunchy, Rick at the Wally, Under the Leggy. Well, there was something else. It was a little rhyme that the girls chanted when they were playing ball. Do you not remember?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The programme is beginning. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is Catchy Bunchy, Rickety Wally, and Under the Leggy. No man should ever leave home without a hairbrush, a lesson the presenter learnt at the knee of Jackie Fullerton. Unfortunately, the decline in standards of appearance amongst the good people of Ulster has caused difficulties. What is it about me that people don't like? What is it? Even the most innocent thing I do, there's a hassle. So a thing happened to me yesterday, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I mentioned it to you upstairs, but not in any great detail. I want you to analyse this and tell me, is it me or what? I'm standing in a queue yesterday. I won't tell you where I was because it will reveal something about me that I don't want revealed. I'm standing, right? I'm wearing, my beautiful black shiny jacket? Not really
Yes,
sexy
yes,
one,
yes,
not
yes,
sexy
yes,
one.
yes.
I've been wearing that, you see, and in my pocket was my wallet. Now, I had to reach into my pocket and take in my wallet. Catchy, fancy, rickety wally under the leggy. So I had to reach into my pocket to take out my wallet. Whilst reaching into my pocket, taking out my wallet, my little hairbrush. I have a little denim hairbrush, a little black.
You've not. A brush, a hairbrush.
Yes.
You have not.
I have.
You've a brush. I know that. A bebop brush.
Not a big brush, a small brush for combing one's hair.
But it wouldn't. But it's the one.
It's just a plain black denim brush.
And you put your finger in the wee loop.
You don't
and
put
brush
it's got a little
back.
handle on it, little slight handle. It's very small. It's only about what would that be there? 4 inches, 5 inches tall.
Hairbrush.
Yeah.
You carry a hairbrush.
Yeah. But you see, this is what's wrong with me.
Girls. That's a girl's accessory.
Is it? Yeah. I didn't know that. But see, this is what's wrong with me, and this is what makes me different from other people. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with that. I look at that hairbrush. I see a plain black brush. Small. This is not fancy or anything like that. And it's got just a little plait, just a wee, functional hairbrush.
Yeah, a hairbrush that a girl
So I
would
dropped
use.
it. I dropped it. And there was a guy standing behind me. And he went, "Hey." I didn't realise I dropped it. He said, "Hey, you dropped your fancy hairbrush."
You see?
And know what I said to him?
What?
"Fancy," I said. "I'd like to see yours, if you think that's fancy." Do you think that was good?
That was all right. Yeah.
Anyway, I've got this sore jaw now. I tried everything, but nothing seems to work. But I mean, what is that? Why didn't he just say you dropped your brush? He said, "You dropped your fancy hairbrush." What he was saying to me was, "Who do you think you are? Why do people not like me, Sean?" He must have known who I was. Everybody knows me. Well, wouldn't you think he would say, like, you dropped your hairbrush there? You dropped your fancy hairbrush? You know? I was hurt.
Yeah, I can see. I
You
can
know,
tell.
because but then again, when you say that I shouldn't have the hairbrush at all.
Yeah.
So therefore, what I'm saying to you is that the likelihood is that man has the same mindset as you. You have the same mindset as that man. So that's two of you.
No,
You're
I
against
see.
me. You're against me.
Right. Had I I was standing behind you. I didn't see it dropping
What
out
would
of your
you say?
pocket. I didn't see it drop out of your pocket.
You'd say, "Oh, look, some girls dropped this." Was that what you would say?
I wouldn't tap you in the shoulder and say, "Is that yours?" Because I would just say, "That's not his. That's some girls dropped that."
I mean, you see, there's an assumption that I wouldn't have a brush like that.
Exactly. I would have kicked it to one side. I would.
In case you're contaminated?
I would have flicked it with my foot. I just flicked it like that.
Because it belonged to some girls who it didn't matter?
See, the fact that it dropped on the floor, the girl wouldn't come back for it. The girl wouldn't want it.
Why would you not want it?
Because it's been lying there for a long time.
You can wash it. You can bring it into the shower with her.
No, a girl would buy another one in the chemist shop.
Well, you see, I resent the fact that people think it's odd that I have a small brush like that. You think it's odd, the man, the fancy hairbrush. You could get a big fancy hairbrush.
Have you got a mirror?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Did I carry around?
Carry about like
you mean a compact?
Compact, have you?
No, I don't. I don't have that. I can put my false tan on without it. Golf raises its ugly head. The American accent, which has infected several of our native golfers, has now spread eastwards to Scotland. Mr. Coyle is, of course, excited.
Listen,
yes.
I was thinking.
Don't shout at me. There's no need for it.
No, I was thinking about you the other day.
Oh, great.
And I says, "Oh, I'll ask him when I see him."
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the golf.
Uh-huh.
Right.
How unusual.
No, but, right, and they were interviewing this golfer,
Yes.
and he was from Scotland.
Yes.
But he had been playing a lot on the American circuit,
Nice music, Teddy.
and he was Scotland's version of GMAC. But I cannot get him. I can't get. Can you?
Scottish accent?
Scottish
It's not American like that.
but with a Scottish accent.
Let me try to do that. You see, I'm going to Scotland every once in a while. And, it's difficult.
It's very difficult. Isn't it?
Very difficult. It's hard enough doing GMAC.
That's right. I said, this guy's great. This guy.
I started. You become James Galway in no time at all.
So hard to do.
James Galway was playing the flute with an astronaut. You read that in the paper today?
I saw that, yeah.
He's playing a piece, a little long piece by a German composer, and he played the piece in the flute. He played in the flute here on Terra Firma. You know what Terra Firma is?
Yeah.
It's near Dunfermline. I played it in Terra Firma, and the astronaut up there whizzing around the sky, he was playing it's a girl, and she was playing the second part. And it was great. And I said to Herbert von Karajan, who was in Berlin Philharmonic, I said, Herbert von Karajan, that's some crack in it. And Herbert von Karajan said to me, "Listen, Fliffen, what's in having, listen, Fliffen." And I said, "You're dead right, Herbert."
Try the Scottish accent again with an American.
Okay, it's very hard.
I know it is. But
I'm starting here in Cantusty, but I've been in America for very long. I can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. The mention of hairbrushes sparks comment from some survivors of the great bebop epidemic of the 1950s. The presenter feels obliged to intervene to explain, inform, and entertain. Let me explain about those little hairbrushes. What they are, little round plastic brushes with
That's
with
right.
a little spike in the middle.
I still carry one in my pocket.
And there's a little spike in the middle, and you put them between your four fingers. What would you call that? What would you call
Sorry?
that?
What would you call it? You just put your finger in
It's just
a
a
wee
holder.
hole, a wee loop.
No, but he mentioned something.
It's just a loop of
loop,
plastic.
a loop.
And they were
so
like, no, don't gang up on me.
Tell me this before you continue.
No, before we go any further.
but I want to-
No, before we go any
before-
not before you continue.
No, but
before we go any further.
I had my before and before you.
No, my before you continued was in before you said before you start.
Well, I just want to ask you and
No, let me ask you before you start.
No. Is it a bebob or
That's
a
what I was gonna
bebop?
ask you.
Is it bebob or bebop?
Now, you see, this is what I'm going to ask you because we
no.
always called it a bebop.
Well, I was in first.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Because
Bebop.
we didn't know the same reason we called the Three Stooges the Three Stooges.
Well, is it
we
bebop
didn't know
or
what a stooge
bebop?
was. It was bebop, but we didn't know what bebop was. And the nearest thing
It's
to
a
bebop,
bebop. It's a bebop brush.
bebop is jazz music. And the reason why it was called a bebop brush was because all the jazz musicians had
That's
like
right.
Jerry Mulligan and people like that, apart from the black guys, all the white guys, the what they call the West Coast cool guys, they all had this crew cut, right? So they called it a bebop brush, but we didn't know what bebop was, so we called it, what's that, a bebop? A bebop brush?
Yeah.
That's like called.
Bebob. All
Yes.
these years I've been calling it bebop.
I know. I'm glad I stopped you saying that.
No, you didn't.
No, I wanted to say it before you did.
Well,
It's my program. I want to say stuff before you do. That's all for today. Thank you for listening with your ears.